You do want me to search you? The gloves on.
The mountain will lead to a molehill, as they say. Because I know him and I've known him. He's not a street kid. He's not a gangster. He's not a person. It's not in his character, any of this. Chavez Sr. has shared a statement in Spanish on his social media. And I'm going to translate it for you to English and share with you what he said in Spanish. Obviously, you heard the news, breaking news. This really shocked me because I know Julio. I've known him for many, many years. He's one of my favorite fighters in boxing because he's a tremendous human being. None of these accusations make sense to me. They say that he's part of a Sinaloa cartel, that he's involved with importing weapons and ammunitions and all kinds of stuff that's so far removed from him.
Boxing pros are reacting as Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was arrested by ICE on July 2nd. The well-known Mexican boxer is now being processed for removal from the United States. Reports say there are legal concerns connected to him in Mexico. Many in the boxing community are surprised, while some believe the law applies equally to everyone.
You do want me to search you? The gloves on if you want me to. ¿No tienes algo, sus zapatos?
No.
¿Pocidos?
Nada.
¿No tienes nada?
Mi celular aquí en la bolsa de atrás.
Aquí it has a
A ver. No tienes nada contigo, ¿no? No.
He has pockets in the front of the jacket.
¿El teléfono? ¿Teléfono? El phone. I know when you're ready, dude. Oh, it's on Ahí no le informan a mi abogado lo de cuando ya tengo una orden. Te vamos a llamar, vamos a dar llamada. Sí, pero por ejemplo, él no me hubiera avisado, oye, tienes una orden.
Boxing legend Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. has spoken out following the arrest of his son, Chavez. Sr. released a family statement expressing, "We have full confidence in his innocence. Julio is above all a son, a father, and a human being who has faced multiple challenges in his personal and professional life. We ask that due process be respected and no premature judgments be made." Julio Cesar Chavez's immigration status has been at the center of recent headlines following his arrest.
Far removed from him, it's not even funny. So here's the statement from Chavez Sr. In essence, I'm going to translate this, but he says the family wants to respond to the statements that have been made by U.S. officials, and they say, hey, we are deeply dismayed. The family is caught off guard by this situation, but it says difficult times. We are totally and have unconditional support for Julio. We fully trust he is innocent, and I believe that as well. They say they're going to wait till the justice system in both Mexico and U.S. do their process. They do believe Julio will come out innocent of all this, and they want people not to jump to conclusions. They also say Julio, above all, is a son, a father, a human being who has faced multiple challenges in his personal and professional life. As a family, they say, Julio says, we respectfully ask the media to wait for the process to unfold, to see where it goes. And they know that Julio will be vindicated here. They said they're not going to do any further statements at this time. They appreciate is to allow the authorities to complete their investigation and do their work. This statement ends. I'm going to try to read to you the following. Again, it's translation from Spanish to English. We ask for a prompt resolution that clarify the facts in favor of Julio, and we reiterate our call for procedure, respect, and objectivity. Sincerely, the Chavez family. So Julio is asking the media to give him respect. At this time, they don't want to comment until this situation unfolds, until the authorities complete their investigation. They're shocked, they're in dismay, but they're out supporting their son, who's had challenges in both his personal and professional life.
As a Mexican citizen, Julio Jr. was required to maintain valid documentation while residing in the United States, especially while actively competing in high-profile boxing matches. Reports indicate that his documentation had long expired. Yet, he continued to live and fight in the U.S. without addressing these legal obligations. The failure to resolve his immigration status has now caught up with him, leading to his detention and the start of removal proceedings. This situation highlights the serious consequences athletes can face when legal responsibilities are ignored.
Breaking news at 11:30, Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has been arrested by ICE after his fight with Jake Paul over the weekend. Officials say that Chavez is an undocumented immigrant with alleged Sinaloa cartel ties. They say that he was taken into custody yesterday and is being processed for expedited removal. He faces an active arrest warrant in Mexico tied to organized crime and weapons trafficking. Federal officials releasing the photo along with a statement that reads in part, quote, "Under President Trump, no one is above the law, including world-famous athletes."
The arrest of Julio Jr. prompted strong reactions across social media, and Jake Paul's tweet, "Canelo is the next," fueled further debate. Fans and commentators quickly speculated that Paul was suggesting Canelo Alvarez could face similar immigration scrutiny. While Canelo's situation is entirely different, the tweet added fuel to an already intense conversation about the intersection of sports, immigration, and legal accountability. Many interpreted Jake's words as a provocation, perhaps aimed at creating more hype or controversy around himself. While the boxing world was already reeling from Julio Jr.'s legal troubles, his legal woes extend beyond just documentation issues. Allegations have surfaced that during his time in the U.S., he was involved in questionable activities that further complicated his standing. Despite having an expired visa, he managed to secure and participate in a major bout against Jake Paul, raising questions about oversight by boxing authorities. The fact that he fought on such a big stage, while allegedly not following immigration laws, has sparked criticism of the regulatory systems that allowed it. These allegations have only intensified the scrutiny surrounding his recent arrest.
We have some news. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the boxer who just fought Jake Paul, has been arrested by U.S. immigration agents and faces deportation to Mexico. ICE took Chavez Jr. into custody on July 2nd in Studio City, just 4 days after his match with Paul. Officials say he overstayed his visa and is wanted in Mexico for organized crime, including trafficking weapons and ammunition. According to the Department of Homeland Security, Chavez is connected to the Sinaloa cartel and has an active arrest warrant in Mexico. He had entered the United States in August 2023, and his tourist visa expired in February. Despite this, he fought in a major boxing event last week against Jake Paul. The Trump administration immigration authorities are moving quickly to deport him under an expedited removal process. This case highlights the administration's intensified immigration enforcement even against high-profile figures, and spotlights Chavez Jr.'s fall from grace in the boxing world. I will keep you updated on this. I'm Jared Zisser. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for all breaking news, updates, full stories, and deep dives.
The timing of Julio Jr.'s arrest has drawn attention, as it came so soon after his high-profile match against Jake Paul. The tweet from UFC 5th Round stating, "Jake Paul ruined his career and life in the US," reflects a sentiment echoed by many fans who believe the fight was a turning point that exposed Julio Jr. to public and official scrutiny. Eli Sekbok, a well-known boxing reporter, has voiced support for Julio Jr., suggesting that the authorities may have made a mistake in detaining him. Sekbok, who claims to have known Julio Jr. for years, has questioned the seriousness and validity of the accusations coming from Mexican authorities. While Homeland Security has pointed to active warrants in Mexico for alleged crimes, including organized crime connections, Sekbok argues that Julio Jr. is being unfairly targeted. His comments reflect the mixed opinions within the boxing community about whether Julio Jr. deserves the harsh legal attention he is now receiving.
It's all a big shock, not anything that anyone expected.
Boxing reporter Eli Sekbok, who runs ES News, has been friends with Chavez Jr. for 15 years.
Unbelievable, unreal. They're putting chains on him like he's a...
He even submitted a personal impact statement to help support Chavez's application for a specialized visa.
He's a great dad. He loves his wife. He loves his kids. He's the type of person that if I do a video about a coach that his kid has cancer, he will call me at 6 a.m. Hey, my lawyer is going to send you money for the kid. We're going to take care of the expenses.
But Homeland Security tells a very different story. Officials say Chavez Jr. is wanted in Mexico on serious charges linked to organized crime, accused of trafficking firearms, ammunition, and explosives. They also allege he has ties to the Sinaloa cartel.
There's always more to the story. The headline doesn't always reflect the content.
They're saying he's got a connection to the cartel.
I think they're making a mistake here.
The strange timing of legal events has led some on social media to draw comparisons to unrelated cases, including that of Diddy. After Diddy was found not guilty, Julio Jr.'s arrest felt suspiciously timed to some observers. Les Gomez's tweet, "Chavez Jr. gets locked up once Diddy gets out. Coincidence? I think not," reflects the way public narratives often connect events that may not actually be linked. The decision to let Julio Jr. participate in such a prominent fight, despite unresolved immigration issues, has come under fire. Many are questioning how regulatory bodies, promoters, and officials allowed the bout to go ahead. This has raised concerns about the integrity of the sport's governing systems and whether proper checks were done before approving the match.
Boxing world is absolutely crazy right now. It looks like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has been arrested by ICE and will currently be deported back to Mexico. It looks like he had an arrest warrant in Mexico during his fight with Jake Paul. Looks like he came over to basically handle some business, and now they're going to deport him and send him back. This is absolutely crazy. You get into a boxing match with Jake Paul. He then beats you. You collect your check. And then, you go back across the border. Seems like he wasn't able to get out of here fast enough before avoiding maybe this, detection. I'm assuming that kind of situation probably, played out. Maybe he's trying to get out of here. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I'll try to keep you guys updated with this story. It's really crazy. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Also hit that like and subscribe.
Homeland Security's statement that Julio Jr. is wanted in Mexico for alleged involvement in organized crime has added a serious layer to this saga. These accusations go far beyond sports, placing him at the center of international legal concerns. Authorities claim there are ties to illegal activities involving materials and other offenses, making his case not just about immigration, but about potential threats to public safety.
We have breaking news right now. ICE has detained a world-famous boxer, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., just days after his fight with Jake Paul in the United States of America. This is significant news. According to ESPN, he was detained for entering the United States illegally and will allegedly be deported to Mexico, where he faces organized crime charges, according to the Department of Homeland Security. He just finished fighting a match against Jake Paul in Anaheim, California, and this arrest comes days after that. Official says he has an active arrest warrant in Mexico for alleged involvement in organized crime and trafficking firearms. He is a famous boxer, one of the most famous boxers in the entire world. He was here for a massive fight with Jake Paul. This was one that was watched by millions of people across the country, and well, now he has been detained by ICE and is going to be sent back to Mexico. Significant news right now. Spread the word. I'll have a full breakdown of this on my Substack at the link in my bio, so subscribe for free. And as always, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
The arrest of Julio Jr. is being seen by some as an example of the stricter immigration enforcement that has been emphasized since former President Trump's administration. Trump's policies focused heavily on cracking down on undocumented immigrants, and many believe that atmosphere has continued with high-profile cases like Julio Jr.'s, sending a message about the seriousness of immigration.
If you are considering entering America illegally, don't even think about it. You will be caught, you will be removed, and you will never return.
In recent weeks, the United States Department of Homeland Security broadcasted ads like this one across Mexico, warning migrants not to enter the United States illegally, offending some in the country.
I'm Mexican, and I'm very proud to be Mexican. So yes, of course it's offensive. It's unacceptable. Well, I completely disagree, because the issue of immigration is not a political, geographical, or social one. To me, the issue of immigration is a matter of humanity.
Mexico's president has called these odds discriminatory and says her government plans to ban them.
No foreign government, no identity in any foreign government should be able to pay. The thing is, they're paying to spread these announcements. This propaganda that has a discriminatory message.
When asked for comment on Mexico's response, DHS said to CNN that its ad campaign is working. The data shows the world is hearing our message. Border crossings have reached the lowest ever recorded.
Chavez Sr. has long expressed concern for his son, particularly as Julio Jr. has battled personal issues, including stints in rehab. He was reportedly not supportive of the decision to fight Jake Paul, sensing that it could do more harm than good. In the aftermath, the criticism of Julio Jr.'s performance has been harsh, with many claiming that it tarnished the legendary family name.
Jake Paul has defeated Chavez Junior, right? This fight, Chavez got active in them last 3 rounds and he really showed his power. But throughout most of the fight and throughout those first 5 or 6 rounds, right, most of us were saying, is Chavez here to fight or not? Because he was not throwing very much at all. And then you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired because he's not used to going 10 rounds. And then maybe in those last couple rounds you could get him. But Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch. But he still held on. He looked well even in the final 3 rounds when Chavez was pouring it on enough to get over the top. I'd say it's impressive considering Chavez Jr. is a former champion for Jake Paul. Probably going to get a title shot soon. My question to y'all is, what did y'all think of the fight? When Chavez first came out, man, I'm like, he's not throwing. Jake Paul looked really active. I go, when is Chavez going to throw? Then Chavez began to throw, and you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired and then try to beat him down the stretch, right? Which I think that was the strategy. But Paul proven to hang on, and Chavez goes down in this one. So, guys, what do y'all think about the fight? What do you think about Jake Paul's performance, and can he get a title shot?
An alternative view, gaining traction, is that the fight wasn't rigged, but simply a cash grab. Julio Jr.'s low punch count and lack of preparation led many to believe he entered the ring purely for financial reasons. Some argued that the spectacle was a mistake that could have been avoided if those around him had intervened. Fans were shocked at how uncharacteristic Julio Jr.'s performance was. A fighter once known for aggression seemed unwilling or unable to act. The lack of meaningful engagement only deepened suspicions that something was amiss, leading many to accuse the event of being staged.
Under 40 in 6 months, and he's been off the El Chapitos. He's been off the El Mayo Zambada up his nose. So he's probably more like 48 adjusted. A 48-year-old man. Okay? There's numerous angles here, right? Was he paid not to throw punches? That's possible. Is he just 48 in La Coca years? That's also possible. What we know for a fact is, Fake Paul's useless, honestly. He's proper useless. Chavez like this, just standing there. No pace. In the last few rounds, he had a little bit of pace. Even then, Fake Paul just clings on, though. Fake Paul's, I've been saying this, Fake Paul's got no inside at all. He's got no stand, and let's have a look. Let's work here, if he's coming at me. He clings on for dear life. He kind of pushes his punches out. Slap, slap, slap. No, all this talk of power. These dudes... Chavez, actually, he looked a bit smaller than Fake Paul. Fake Paul's not a cruiserweight. He's a light heavyweight, honestly. He's so soft. He's got like these big rubber dingy arms. Big rubber, soft. Not Chavez looked more like an athlete. But that'll be on, well, is Jake Paul going to fight anyone? They're already walking back the Zurdo situation. Oh, Zurdo don't sell. Well, we knew Zurdo didn't sell. In fact, you're telling me Chavez sells more than Zurdo? It's probably, Zurdo has 2 belts though, right? How was Chavez selling it? I don't know. The name, old time's sake, 40 years ago, what his pops was doing? Really?
As one fan tweeted, Jake Paul fight clearly rigged. No way a real boxer sat there for 8 rounds, barely throwing a punch. But in the last 2 rounds, he starts to really box, and looked fresh as hell. Nah, you can't tell me nothing. He was told to lose this fight, and in the end, try and get the win. This tweet captured the mood of many fans, who felt the fight's strange pacing, and Julio's last-minute energy burst didn't make sense. Many didn't expect a strong performance from Julio Jr. given his past struggles. Confusion grew when some fans saw Jake Paul declared the winner early, fueling suspicions of rigging and pre-arranged results.
As you are watching this video, Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez are currently right now in the 7th round of their fight. But when you go to Google and Google the fight, it gives an accurate breakdown of all their past fights. And then it comes to the current fight, and it says that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. loses a unanimous decision to Jake Paul in 2025. The fight has not even played out yet. Yet they're saying that this is the end results as they are fighting right now, currently as it stands. This leans testament to the fact that people state that Jake Paul has his fights fixed. What's your thoughts on this? This is nasty work. Unbelievable. This is Google. Google it yourself. Peace.
After Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s defeat by Jake Paul, his arrest added even more drama to the situation. Fans are discussing how these events happened so close together, sparking debate and confusion. Many are questioning whether the fight and legal troubles are connected, or simply a bizarre coincidence. As one fan tweeted, "Wow, ICE just arrested boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for being in the country illegally, and for his affiliation with the Sinaloa cartel a few days ago. He was whooped in the boxing ring by Jake Paul. I love this so much."